Oh, move on him. Oh. Howdy boys, it's NPC, and today I'm bringing you guys the top 10 Grotti vehicles. As you can see by the car behind me, I am a huge Grotti fan. So that means my word is absolute. And if you have any objections, please unsubscribe. You're not wanted here. I'm just playing. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here. And really quick before we jump into the video, make sure to drop a like if you enjoy. Let's see if we can hit 200 likes on this video. I know it's so possible. Only like 60 more of you need to like, and then we'll get there. But without further ado, let's dive right in. Starting us off at number 10, we have the beautiful Grotti Carbonizzaire. It's pretty cheap. And I think this might come as a surprise to some of you guys because there are a lot of very high performing Grotti vehicles like the X80, for example, that, spoiler alert, did not make this list because I just think that every car on this list is more worth it than the X80, including the Carbonizzaire, despite it being an NPC car. The Carbonizzaire is lightning fast for kind of no reason, especially considering the dirt cheap price tag of $195,000. I think the Carbonizzaire makes for a good starter vehicle. It's pretty quick in a straight line. It's got good traction. It's very hard to get it to spin out. You really have to be trying, and even then, it's not so easy. The only minor downside to it is that it is a little bit light, and I guess because it's such an old car, it doesn't have very much customization either. But overall, the Grotti Carbonizzaire is a fantastic vehicle. When it gets more damage, the wheels camber inwards, and it goes even faster. Twingo used the Carbonizzaire in the high-speed Manhunt and performed very, very well. So if you guys want to go see more on this car, see what makes it worth it, make sure to go check that video out. I'll have it linked in the description below. And a great last feature is that the car is convertible. And not only is it convertible, when it's not convertible, it's got a hardtop. There you go, Carbonizzaire for number 10. Coming in at number 9, we have the Grotti Bestia GTS. And man, this has got to be one of the most underrated cars in all of GTA Online. I think it's so underappreciated visually. The performance is, I'm not going to say it's anything crazy, but it's definitely not bad at all. It's very consistent for a free mode driver. It's got, you know, no lack of oversteer or understeer. Has very good traction. It's just very consistent and visually pleasing, and it sounds amazing, of course, because it's a Grotti vehicle. That's a given on this list. Pretty much every vehicle is going to sound amazing. But the Bestia GTS is really cheap as well. It costs $610,000 on the Legendary Motorsports website. I did forget to mention for the Carbonizzaire, it is removed, so just got to get lucky and hope it comes in the Simeon dealership if you want to buy one. But yeah, I just think you're getting really good bang for your buck with the Bestia GTS, and if you have not tried it out, I would highly recommend that you buy one because I think you will enjoy your time with this car for sure. I've never once wanted to sell mine in the however many years I've owned it, whenever it first released. In fact, I even have two because I like the car so much. Anyway, let's move on to number 8. In our number 8 spot, we have the Grotti Vision, which in my eyes is just updated X80 Proto. It's what the car could have been. It's just a much better version because of its, I think mostly its weight. The X80 Proto, while it is a fast car, maybe you guys like the visuals, I think the Grotti Vision looks very similar, is around the same price, sounds even better, has a higher top speed, and because it's a heavier car, has better handling and traction in general, because the X80 gets thrown by curbs and is really kind of tedious. And I personally was a fan of the X80 Proto when it first came out, but over the years I've started to like it less and less. But this car is a great replacement for it, not only because of all of those features that I just listed, but the Vision also has insane customization. It's got like a ridiculous amount of customization. Oh, what? That was so extra. We're on the beach now, but that's okay. But anyway, back to what we were saying. This car has so much customization. Now that I'm actually here in the auto shop, I might be mixing up the quantity of options with the Xeno, because the Xeno has a lot to customize, but the Vision has good options. You know, I think it seems like it's so bountiful because they're just good options, you know? Like, look at that. It's just got a nice simple tri-stripe. We've got a two-tone, we've got black fills, this trimming on the livery. It's just good stuff on this car. And sounds amazing as well, is also on the faster end of supercars. So I think there's just so many qualities about this car that make it a really worth a deal for $2.25 million on Legendary Motorsport. Coming in at number 7 is the Grotti Furia. And similar to the Vision, it's just a very good package deal. It's got a pretty decent top speed. It's got very good handling. It sounds amazing. The customization is a little worse on this car than the Vision, I think. But that is completely subjective. Maybe you guys like it more. There's more livery options to pick from in this one, so you can make your builds a little more diverse, a little more varied from other people's. I think the overall feel of this car is nicer than the Vision, which puts it higher in the list. It's also got an active spoiler, and I think visually it's just a better looking car. Not only that, but if you've completed the Diamond Casino Heist finale as the leader, then you unlock the special trade price for this car, which brings it down by over $700,000, making it much, much more worth it. Because $2 million, I think, is very reasonable. 2.7, it's a little on the heavier end. I still think it's worth buying, but of course, unlocking that trade price is huge for this car. Coming in at our number 6 spot is the Grotti Turismo Classic, and you might be wondering, NPC, why is this so down on the list considering it is the fastest sports classic car? And that's because I'm not a fan of the Ferrari F40. That might be one of the hottest takes that I just don't know. I don't like the shape of the car. I don't think it looks that good. But you cannot deny its performance in GTA Online, so that's why it's at number 6. Because it has something going for it, otherwise I would throw it further down the list. Aside from the incredible handling and cornering speed that this thing has, it is the best in its category. I think the customization for the car is not that bad, but, you know, me not being a fan of the visuals makes me not want to vouch for it. So I think Pegassi gets a pass on this one. You know, I think we'll save one car's life in exchange for this one, because it's fair that I'm letting this garbage live. While the Turismo Classic is not for me, maybe you guys like the F40 more, and if you are, you can find it for $700,000 on the Legendary Motorsport website. Super worth it vehicle if you're looking to race in the sports classic category. $700,000 is very cheap, but you know what I think gets you even more bang for your buck and is also in the sports classic category? The Grotti Cheetah Classic. Only $160,000 more, but looks miles better. It's just so much more attractive of a vehicle. It also has a higher top speed than the Turismo Classic, although you are sacrificing a little bit of cornering speed. The difference is so minimal that it doesn't really matter which car you get, because both are top-end competitors. In my opinion, this car feels better to drive. It feels a little less fragile. The Turismo Classic, it is very light, so that means you can get sent by curbs a little bit easier. It means the car's a little more fishtaily on the back end, so that's my personal preference. I would recommend that you buy this one over the Turismo Classic just because I like it more. It's kind of like the Krieger versus the Emirates, where the Emirates is technically a faster car, but the consistency that you're going to get with the Krieger is going to be a lot more worth it for the majority of players. So this car also has incredible customization. I think there's so many options, and so many of them are good looking. The Cheetah Classic is definitely one of my favorite Grotti vehicles in the game. The only reason it's not higher on this list is because this is the top 10 best Grotti vehicles, and I think that there are better Grotti vehicles regardless of what my preferences are, so let's do that. But I will sacrifice 2 Pegassi vehicles for this car because it's that cool. In our number 4 spot, we have the Grotti Italy RSX, which is a beast of a vehicle. It is the highest top speed sports car. It is a sports car, not a supercar, unfortunately, because it does have supercar level performance. It is super fast. The vehicle has great customization. Maybe I'm a little bit biased because I think it looks a lot like the Lamborghini Centenario, which is ironic because this is a Grotti vehicle. But I think it's the closest we're going to get to the Centenario, which is it's such a hot car. This car is so fast that I think you sacrifice a little bit of handling. The back end can definitely slide out on you. It's not a very heavy car, but you are hauling in this thing. You are also hauling money out of your bank account because the RSX has the incredibly steep price of $3.5 million, which is the second most expensive supercar behind the Champion, which is $3.75. So it would do you a lot of good to unlock the trade price for this vehicle, which you can do by returning Moody Man to the music locker as a boss. That will save you $900,000, so I highly think it's worth it if you like the RSX. It is a great vehicle. Still 3 more Grotti vehicles above this though, so let's check them out. Starting us off for our top 3, we have the Grotti Vigilante. Yes, believe it or not, this technically is a Grotti vehicle. And a car with so much utility that looks so damn cool because it's the Batmobile. Why is it at number 3? That's because 1 and 2 are more incredible, and unfortunately this one has the most flaws out of the 3 of them. It comes equipped with a machine gun, missiles, and non-homing missiles. The missiles of which are pretty good, but I would say if you're in a firefight of missiles, the Vigilante it's not your greatest vehicle. The Toreador, for example, is another vehicle that also has a booster and missiles. The missile lock-on system on the Toreador is more aggressive, meaning it locks on faster than the Vigilante does. The Vigilante is faster and does have a better boost. It is the best boost vehicle in a straight line anyway. The handling sucks. The handling on this car sucks. It's always sliding around everywhere. It's so damn long, but it is a very, very, I think I want to say fun vehicle. That I might be slightly biased since we use them in manhunts, and generally the Vigilante is fun because of how hard it hits. But I think it can also cause a lot of frustration, which is why it's at number 3 and not any higher. If you guys are looking to buy a Vigilante, you can find it on the Warstock website for $3.75 million. Fair warning though, the price does get steeper because you do need some kind of service vehicle, an Avenger, and MOC in order to upgrade this. So that's going to be another few $1 million. But it is a very fun vehicle to drive, and I highly recommend that you guys get one. But the very last thing I want to mention is that for a weaponized vehicle, it's not very armored. Last thing I want to mention is that the Vigilante, despite it being a weaponized vehicle, is not very weapon resistant. That being explosives, of course, but it's still a really fun vehicle, really great way to cross the map, and I would say it's well worth its price tag. Coming in our number 2 spot, the second best Grotti vehicle is the Grotti Italia GTO, the most dominant vehicle that was added to any class ever in all of GTA Online. The gap between the GTO and pretty much any other car in the class is disgusting in terms of racing. So the RSX and the Pariah were the second and third best, fastest sports cars for a while, and even they can't really hold a candle up to the GTO's performance. This thing is ridiculously fast. It's got supercar levels of performance. It's faster than a lot of supercars. Even against HSW vehicles, it can hold its own. It is still very competitive with them. The car looks pretty good. I think the front end it's not the fanciest thing ever. The back end looks incredible, and this car does have really good customization. It's got so many different options, all sorts of different builds you can make with it, and it's just a very stylish car. It's what you want at the top of your class, especially being so dominant. It sucks. That's the only thing about it, is that it was so dominant that it kind of invalidated a lot of cars, especially in the sports class, which is the biggest category of vehicles in GTA Online with over 120 cars. It was a little sad to see this thing be so dominant for so long, but I've grown to love and accept it just because of how powerful and good looking it is. It's just a good combo, you know? That's what you want at the top of your class, not some shit like the Devastate. Oh my, that car is ugly as balls, man. So with the GTO being such an insane car, costing under $2 million, you can find this on the two-door section of Legendary Motorsport, there's still one more car on this list that trumps all other Grotti vehicles. The Grotti Turismo Omaggio is higher up on the list than the Italia GTO because, as a Grotti vehicle, it's better just because it's a supercar. It has also not destroyed the supercars class, but is very competitive, a new contender in our fastest supercars, which is really nice. Since the Emirates has reigned supreme for so long, this one can hang. It looks absolutely amazing. It's got great customization. It's everyone's new favorite shiny toy because it was the cool new supercar that was added with the Chop Shop DLC. Aside from that, the car, of course, sounds amazing being a Grotti vehicle, has great customization options, has incredible traction. I think that's got to be one of the best things about this car, is that it is so grippy. You can get it to spin out, but your turning radius is ridiculous. Like, I'm still barreling forward and I'm slithering left and right now. Very controllable. It's not the fastest supercar in a straight line, but the control is insane, making it a very quick and agile vehicle and making it even better than the incredibly dominant Italia GTO. If you don't have one, I highly recommend you pick one up, despite its very steep $2.85 million price tag. It's well worth the money and well worth the sacrifice of the most disgusting and overpowered Pegassi vehicle, the Oppressor Mark II. Well, my friends, that's going to wrap it up for our top 10 Grotti vehicles in 2024. Make sure to drop a like if you enjoy. Let's see if we can hit 200 likes again. That would be greatly appreciated. Let me know that you enjoyed the video and would like to see more. Comment down below, let me know how you thought my list was, and sub to the channel if you guys are new and would like to see more stuff like this in the future. Anyway, that's about it. Take care and I'll catch you boys in the next one. Peace! Oh, I thought I was going to jump off a cliff. That was a little anticlimactic. Peace!